Hoy, en este episodio de Master Vic PodcasTV, tendremos 3 puntos importantes y siempre entregamos un extra. Fíjense ustedes, punto número 1 súper importante. Menos de un año en la UFC y ya ha roto varios récords. Estará con nosotros Vanessa Demopoulos. Hoy estrenamos la sección Hablemos de Cine. ¿Con quién? Con mi sensei de producción, Don Jorge Elias, que ha entrevistado a más de 1,200 actores, incluyendo ganadores al Oscar. Les puede dar varios nombres, pero mejor más adelantito. Y punto número 3. Hoy nos estrenamos con la disciplina de sumo. 3 campeones de sumo encabezados por Yama, el japonés viviente más grande, practicante de sumo, 2 veces campeón. Esto y más en Master Vic PodcasTV. Aquí comenzamos. ¡Vámonos, Rikis! Comenzamos en 3, 2, 1. ¡Vámonos, Rikis! Aquí comenzamos un episodio más de Master Vic PodcasTV. ¿Qué tal a todos? Yo soy Víctor Dávila y estoy súper pinches emocionado, como siempre digo, porque 3 puntos importantes y lo que resulte. Y como les dije, raza, este formato es en español, pero algunos de mis invitados hablan inglés, uno habla japonés y el otro es griego, cabrones. Así es que los editores se van a encargar de poner subtítulos, pero hoy tengo el honor de tener a esta invitada y voy a cambiar inglés, así es que subtítulos, ¡pum! Let's get the subtitles now. It's a pleasure and honor for me having this woman that in less than a year has break several records in the UFC. Vanessa Little Master Demopoulos, how are you doing?
What's happening? How are you? Yes.
We were like waiting, just waiting to get started, right?
Yeah, and it's like even like as you were speaking like in Spanish, which by the way, I don't understand a word, you know, but I feel the vibe, you know, and like that's what it's about, you know. It's like
you feel the vibe, right?
It's about the energy, you know. It's like what's happening in the soul, you know, like that's what's important.
First of all, thanks for accepting the invitation. It was super quick. You responded right away, and in less than 12 hours, we set it up, something like that.
Absolutely. That's what life's about, you know, and especially for you, my guy. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, my God.
Like, I'm honored to be here with you.
And we're
honestly.
neighbors. You're in Phoenix. I'm in Texas, El Paso, so thank you so much. Today, we're going to make a lot of history. I know about your career. I saw that fight with a Lupi.
Yeah, Lupita
5
Godinez.
fucking rounds of war.
That's right, man. First off, it was a title fight for the LFA, one of the leading like rising star organizations in the world right now. And man, like there's nothing that can explain to you what it feels like to not only just be in the cage, because that's one aspect of it, but when you are up against the cage and like you just like you look down for a second, all you see is just blood streaming from your face.
Damn.
And you're like, fuck, that's my blood. And that's running. Like, that's a lot of blood. And it's coming from me. Like, and then you just keep fighting through it. Like, there's nothing like that. Like, you can't simulate a situation like that, you know, like mentally or emotionally, and know how are you going to handle a situation once you're there. Like, that's just life right there. And I lived all of it.
How would it take you to be that tough? Tell me, as a little girl, do you play any sports?
I played a lot of sports actually growing up, but I think it was more like it starts off with just like the neighborhood, you know?
Yes.
And the neighborhood kids. So
that may be character, but I'm speaking about probably understanding how tough you are doing the stuff. Probably like street fights when you were a little girl, something like that?
Yeah.
Tell me that.
Yeah. Like, you know, you start fighting around. Well, for me, I fought a lot, you know. And
at what age? What was your first fight?
I don't remember my first fight, but I do remember getting kicked out of school for fighting.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Like, I was in like
elementary
street fights.
Or not that early?
I started fighting in middle school.
There you go.
Yeah. So for us, middle school was like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Yeah,
okay.
And I remember being a 6th grader, and I saw like this 8th grader, and it was a boy. I fought boys for some reason, right?
Wow.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna kick him, and for no reason. I don't know. Maybe I thought he was cute, but I don't remember.
With no martial arts experience at all.
None.
Right?
None. I guess like I wanted to do karate, but I never did it. So it like I was just a really like aggressive, angry child.
Okay.
Yeah, and I go up to this guy, and I remember this. I kick him right in the leg, right, and I run as fast as I can.
So a kick instead of a punch. That's interesting.
So I kick him and I run away and he tackles me. And my arms are stuck on my side. And of course I didn't know like names of moves. But
What a
I was
fucking
in full
asshole.
mouth
Why was he fighting you?
because I kicked him. I kicked him and I
Still.
ran away.
Well, anyway, he tried to take you down and then what?
Yeah, so now I'm stuck and he's on top of me and he just puts his fist right in my throat and I remember I couldn't breathe. And that was like probably like the first time I remember being like, oh man, I fucked up.
Oh, shit. So you see him like this?
No, it wasn't even like this. Like his fist was actually physically in my throat.
Okay.
You know, and I could not suck in any oxygen.
Oh, that was the punishment he was trying to
yeah,
you,
yeah,
right?
he was just holding me down.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
He
okay.
was holding me down. He wasn't punching me, but
okay.
he did sit on top of me and hold me down
Yeah.
by my throat. And that was like the moment where I was like, oh my God, like I fucked up. You know, like
Did you apologize or something, or you just
No,
who took him off of you?
I don't remember the rest of that. Like that was like really young. You know, like, it was like 6th grade. A lot of things happened really
Shit,
fast.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
other one you have in mind?
Yeah, there was one time where man, there were so many fights, dude. Honestly.
No, just
so
a
many
couple
fights.
because
But yeah, like this one time I was like and I don't even remember why the fight happened, but all I know is I was surrounded. I'm a girl and I was surrounded by like a bunch of like guys right from the neighborhood. Like we all knew each other. We were friends, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought so.
this is
And,
at what city?
Brook Park, Ohio, in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like 6 of them, right? And I'm like fighting them one by one. And that's like when I really earned my street cred. Because
Yes.
they were like, man, like it didn't matter how many people came at me. I was never like, I didn't stop, you know, like I was just in it. Like I didn't care if I was getting my ass kicked. I didn't care what was happening. Like I was there to fight, like period.
So, what was your first approach to any martial arts? Where you say, you know what, this fuck it. I need something to back up this wheel of been fighting.
Well, it wasn't until I started pole dancing and I was dancing at the club, right? Like
Age.
I started dancing when I was 18. I started fighting when I was 21.
Okay, now tell me that lapse. That's really interesting.
Someone saw me because I took pole dancing so seriously, right? I was like, man, I'm going to be so good at this. And I was great. But someone was like, you know, if you take that same skill and discipline and you put it towards fighting, you might do something with your life. And I was like, oh, cool. Teach me how to fight. And this is the manager at the club, actually, at the time, right?
Does he do MMA or something? Or?
Yeah, he was an instructor for Muay
there you
Thai.
go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, well, teach me how to fight. And he's like, absolutely not. He's like, people go to the gym to get away from people like you.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, listen, if you teach me how to fight, I promise I will respect the gym. What happens before or after? But as long as I am there fighting, doing
Okay.
martial arts, I promise to be very respectful and listen to anything that you say. So he took me in. I was only allowed to do privates for a little while because I wasn't allowed to like be along with everybody else. And after like 3 months of training, they asked me if I wanted to fight, and I was like,
Wait. After 3 months of training,
3 months,
Muay Thai only.
Muay Thai only.
Then,
Then
did you accept the fight?
fuck yeah, I did.
Fuck yeah.
It was a Let's go.
Hey.
It was a Muay Thai fight.
Okay, after that's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
wasn't
MMA. I was
It
like,
wasn't
wait.
MMA. No, I was 21. I like.
No, it
girls
makes
didn't
sense now.
like,
It makes sense.
Yeah. This is like back in like I don't know 2009, 2009.
And how was it? The fight, the Muay Thai one.
I won, dude. I won.
What, you like elbows, knees, tight
It was a
clinch?
lot of like kicking. I remember I was like a can girl, like da 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 da
Yeah.
da da da. Like I just kept kicking her.
Oh, yeah.
It was sick.
It was
Yeah.
your shit.
Yeah,
the
kicks were my shit.
low. Oh, there you go.
Way back when, you know.
And then keep going, and then would you approach jiu-jitsu? You know I love jiu-jitsu.
I love jujitsu
So
too.
I'm interested. I know your shit. I don't know if that's your shit after your last fight. We'll talk about it later. I'm about to get there. Now, from Muay Thai to jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
when?
So we helped to build an MMA gym after like I was doing Muay Thai for like a year and a half, and they were like, "Hey, we're building this gym." So we start putting all the pieces together, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, you got to start fighting MMA." And I'm like, "Sick! I'll just go in there and head kick everybody." Like, they're like, no, you have to learn jiu-jitsu. I'm like, man, forget that ground stuff. I don't need it. I'm just gonna kick everybody. I'm good. And little did I know, you know. Yeah. So I started training jiu-jitsu specifically for MMA, so I could take an MMA fight. And I freaking hated jiu-jitsu, bro. Like I hated it.
You started no-gi or did
I
you
started no-gi. Well, a little bit of both. Mainly no-gi, though.
Yeah, I mean, you say specifically for MMA.
Specifically for MMA, you know?
Some people say that the gi is still, but I don't think so.
No, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, no-gi, no-gi,
No
bro.
gi, baby.
So, but everybody was
10P.
like big. Like I'm training with like a bunch of like middleweights, you know, and like
Yes.
light heavyweights. And I'm the only chick, you know, girls didn't really train back then. This is kind of a smaller, obviously it was a brand new gym. You know, we just built it. So it's like, I'm getting my ass kicked every freaking day. I hated it. I cried every day on the mats, off the mats, as soon as I was done training, before training.
Why? Because you couldn't do shit, or why?
There was nothing I could do. Yeah, man. I felt so powerless and so helpless.
Just
you know?
dudes, just guys, or what?
Just dudes, you know, which is cool. Like, you know, everybody treated me with respect, but still, it's like, these are big, powerful dudes.
It was a different world,
It was
right?
a different world, you know? Yeah.
And when did it happen that you fall in love? Then you say, oh shit, this is interesting. You have your first RNC or something.
I think it wasn't so much competing. Number one, helped me a lot. You know, I started competing almost right away.
First jiu-jitsu tournament. Try, or the
I don't-
first ones.
Man, I remember the first significant one. You know, I won
wanna hear
the
about it.
worlds when I was white.
The
When I was-
worlds?
Yeah, I won the worlds
IBJJF?
in the gi.
In the gi,
in the gi,
IBJJF?
bro. Yeah,
What belt?
white belt.
That's good.
And then I went on to win the pans gi and no gi for blue belt. And then I went to go fight in the World Pro in Abu Dhabi at purple and took third out there. And it's like, I just went on a fucking rampage. Like,
And then you
dude,
found
I
it
was
out
just like,
that you like it?
"Ah." Yeah. Like I started like finding success and I started helping people. I'd see like new people walk into the gym and like they had that little like they were like inside their little like baby bird eggshells, I call them, you know? And
But-
it's like you help them and then like you watch them just like break out of their shell and blossom. And I'm like, fuck, that's cool. Like I know more than they know and I can help them.
You know why I went too fast to the jiu-jitsu? Because it was a transition from stripping, you know, being a stripper, but using that strength that you talk about on the legs. How do you connect that into the jiu-jitsu? You find it out that you have a good guard, maybe that it was like hard to get out of your guard or something?
Yeah. I don't know how strong I am until other people are like, fuck, you're fucking strong. You know, like
Yes.
I didn't know these things. You know, I'm just me. I'm just living it. And I'd get people in my guard and like they couldn't escape. Like they literally couldn't break my guard. Like, what the heck is this? You know? And top pressure, shoulder pressure is really strong too. Cause like I'm used to like hanging onto that pole, you know, like jujitsu is one thing, but you can always tap out in jujitsu.
Yes.
If you're on the pole and you're 2-3 stories high and you're like basically naked and you're hanging out by a limb, you know, like you're hanging out by an elbow joint or a knee joint, like, and all of your body weight is just hanging on, hoping. Like, you better, there's no tapping out, bro. You know, like you are either completely stuck to this pole for all of your life or you die.
Yes.
Like, that's it, you know?
Your life is fucking there.
Your life is hanging by literally your own skin and hoping that you're not sweaty enough to fall, hoping that you can hang on tight enough to hold all of your body weight 2 stories high up in the air while you're doing flips and gymnastics with no net.
You mentioned the suicide move. Something
Suicide drop. Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah,
Tell me
shit's
about it.
crazy,
I've seen
bro.
it several times, but we have, oh shit. No, I know the name.
It's called the suicide drop. So
That's crazy, but I
Yes.
respect that a lot.
Thank you.
I respect that because it's like, you know, it's like it takes a lot of skills, mental control, I guess, and calculation, or how to say, like calculating when to
I'm up there like doing
And
like
stop.
calculus. Yeah.
alive. Tell us about that move.
Yeah. The suicide drop, for, you know, those of you guys at home that don't understand what the suicide drop is, it's when you're at the top of any pole, you know, and it needs to be of some sort of significant height, and you are completely upside down, hanging on by just your legs without your arms. Like your arms are like basically completely out. And what you have to do is you have to let go. You have to literally free fall, bro. Like you literally let go with your legs and just drop down to the floor, and you have to catch yourself right before your face smacks the ground. Like I could touch the floor with my hand.
Yeah.
By the time I catch myself at like a dead stop coming like full throttle.
Did the crowd go crazy when you do that?
I get that.
Yeah,
Like,
it
people
chills.
think
I have seen
people think
before,
I
but
literally
like,
fell.
damn, that's crazy. But it takes a lot of balance, athleticism, flexibility. What else?
Fluidity. You have to have control of space. you know,
Yes.
because you're doing a lot of flips and everything. So you need to understand where your body is in relation to the pole, you know, like you can't miss the pole if you're doing something nuts. Like, and you have to have complete, like, I feel like every single pole trick uses basically every muscle in your body.
Yeah.
You know, like the grips are intense and the fluidity and being able to make it look beautiful and sexy and appealing while doing all of these like crazy acrobatics, this crazy freaking athleticism, you know, like there's nothing like it. There's literally nothing like it.
Is there any specific friend or person that got you into the stripping, or it was you that, you know what, I'm going to start doing this shit?
I get it from my mama.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
No, yeah, my parents were in the industry growing up, like
Well,
actually. So
that's makes it even more interesting. Now, this is not going to be enough. We need more episode later because I
we
want
can literally talk.
just
like,
that
there's a whole thing
specific.
about dancing.
I have thousands of questions.
Yes, my dad taught me how to hustle, but I chose to be a professional exotic entertainer in the industry.
Yes.
But not only that, I took it a step further and chose to be an athlete when it came to the pole dancing aspect. And I competed in pole dancing too, all around the country as well. You know, like the whole like pole movement now where it's more like yoga. Like,
Is it weight divisions in those competitions, or
you just
it's
going.
skills?
You just going.
Skills?
You just skills.
Fuck.
You got it or you ain't got it. You got it? All right, cool.
A couple years doing stripping, then fall into the martial arts. How long since then to make it to the UFC after the Lupi fight? Was it after the Lupi fight? But
It
wait,
was a loopy fight.
there was
No,
a
it wasn't a
there
loopy
was a
fight.
crazy submission you did. Inverted. What was it? Inverted triangle.
Yes, I had an inverted reverse triangle choke
Inverse
on
and
Sam
reverse.
Hughes.
Sam Hughes.
Yeah, she went to sleep.
That was crazy.
It was sick.
That was crazy. What was the feeling? Because I have seen you trying it probably, I don't know if in Medusa or EVI.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the very last Medusa that I did for you guys.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
You tried
I did it. Yeah. I went from an armbar attempt. No, I went into the inverted triangle choke, and then I went to an armbar attempt from that.
Yes.
Or something. I don't remember.
Any
Yeah.
other tournament you tried, or you just happened on MMA? Because it's super hard to do it in MMA.
Yeah.
Probably haven't seen it.
I know. I wish it was
Maybe-
for the UFC. I'm like, fuck. Like, that was like a bonus right
No,
there.
that's 50K for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking about 50K, that night I saw you dropping like a tree, boom, from La Malvada, from Argentina.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. Because I know La Malvada too, and I know
Yeah.
their team. I was like, then the Argentinian is fucking taking this.
Yeah, man. She hits
And
like
I
a
know
truck,
you
bro.
as well. It's a hard one because, anyways, I was professional that day. But I saw her get into your car or something, and I saw you get in the overhook. And I said, then that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
What was passing through your mind when you had the overhook?
I mean, when I had the overhook is when I woke up, actually.
Oh,
I
so
was
you've been
asleep.
like a subconscious?
I
doing that?
was unconsciously
Unconscious.
doing jujitsu, bro. Like, that's real. Like, 1 minute I'm on the feet, right?
Yes.
I kick her. Next minute I got the overhook. And I remember waking up being like, how'd I get here? Did I take her down? Did she take me down? I was like,
oh shit, that
like
way?
that. It was like that. I was
Damn.
like, oh, fuck it. I got the arm bar. And I just went for it.
Yeah, I can imagine, because
Like,
it's
how'd
good
I
to
get
hear
here?
it from you,
Yeah.
from your voice. And then what?
And then, yeah, I just ran it, Like, I knew that I had the overhook, and that's something that Jiva Santana taught me, was how to get the armbar from that particular position. Because I always thought you had to bring the arm over and all of that,
Yeah.
So Jiva's,
long path.
yes, yeah, the long path. So I had the overhook, and I just went for the underhook on the leg and just ran it, got the leg over and tipped her and, got the sweep and boom, and even her elbow was sideways, but that's like a whole submission in itself now too.
So tell me, what's the feeling when you see the arm and you say, oh, this is a fucking done.
It was
Checkmate.
it was such a confidence.
Right here?
Oh yeah, because I already I've competed in hundreds of jiu-jitsu competitions, man, hundreds of them. So it's like as soon as if I know it's in, I know it's in.
That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
what. But
like
it
But
it was the UFC. It wasn't a regular jiu-jitsu tournament.
No.
This was the fucking UFC.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, I got you.
Is that a different feeling? Or maybe competing, some people say, for me it's the same. Competing here and there is like a war, or competing is like always take it on the same way. But for Vanessa Demopoulos, how was it? That feeling when you said, no, this shit is done. This is a checkmate.
Yeah.
What was happening here?
It felt like I will take it back to when I was like a fresh jiu-jitsu player, and all I wanted to do was make my coaches proud, and I fucking had that arm bar in the competitions. That's what it felt like.
Did you see yourself?
It wasn't much different to me. You know, like it wasn't like I'm on the UFC platform. It was like I have this fucking arm bar and I know I can finish it. And it felt like I was fighting at the Worlds. It felt like I was fighting in Abu Dhabi. It felt like I was like every other fucking tournament where I win something major, something big. That's what the fuck it felt like. I'm like, I know I got this, you know?
Did you see yourself at any younger age, like when you were a little kid or something that age come to your mind, or just like a present, competing, pure athleticism?
Yes.
Win in the major leagues?
The second one.
The second one.
Yeah.
That's pure. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I was it was like that instinct, like that fucking competitive instinct that I get every time I fight, every time I do jujitsu, every time I did a pole dancing competition, every time I did an entertaining competition, anytime I fucking compete, bro. Like there's this thing inside of me, bro, and it's just like it's this fire, man, you know, and like I can't even describe it. Like I can't emulate it. Like it just is, you know, and that's what I felt when I was in there. As soon as I had that shit locked up, I knew. Just
like when you get into Joe Rogan's arms.
Yes.
Tell me about it. You went viral.
Yes.
I saw Joe's face. I know Joe, and I love Joe, but it was super cool, I know. And then from there, Bisping, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, and he totally embraced it too, man. I was like, as soon as I found out that I was going to be on the pay-per-view card, I was like, that means that when I win, Joe Rogan's going to be in there with me, you know? And I was like, Joe's cool, bro. Like, in my head, I didn't know him at the time. And I'm like, I know Joe's a cool guy. Like, he's going to pick me up. Like, I'm going to do this. He's going to pick me up. And I told one person, and he was like, don't do that, man. Like, he's not going to, that's so stupid. I was like, but it's so cool.
Oh, look at that.
Y'all brought it up. You guys brought it up.
Let's see that. Let's watch. And there you go. Signature move now.
And look at what a professional. He just keeps talking. He just talks right through it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The people love it. He loved it. I mean, it was like a pure
and then the respect
momentum.
After, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then with the Bisping one, it went viral, of course, but I don't know. Was it planned or was it just like a natural thing to do? I don't know. Look at this.
Here's Michael
Is this the second one,
yeah,
Tori?
This is Bisping.
Oh, yeah. Taller. Some people are saying, we were saying.
He almost ran away from me, but look at how it looks exactly the same, even though he didn't pick me up. If
no,
you look, go back.
He didn't pick me up. Look at the neck there. Look, go back a little bit.
He had to, because otherwise he would have fallen down with me.
And there you go.
Yeah. Identical.
Look, keep it freezing there. Look at his eyes too.
Oh, he was loving it.
Oh,
he loved it. Yeah.
What a moment was there.
That was so sick. Like, that's freaking cool. You know, like, that's freaking cool, man.
You should do a
Some people stand on a podium. I jump in people's arms.
But imagine the day you have like several pictures. Do you know what that means?
A collage.
You know what a collage means?
Jumping in people's arms after winning. No? Tell me.
UFC victories. That's what I mean.
I love the way that sounds, man.
You know that collage. So you have to think about the day you fucking collect, like, if you win 4, it's 4 UFC wins. A single one is good. Now you have 2. Imagine like 9, 12.
Let's go.
Tell me,
what's going to be
what's
even
on your
more
mind?
sick?
What's
when
on your
I'm
mind?
wearing that belt around my waist.
How many
jumping into
pictures
somebody's
like that
arms.
you want to have?
So many, bro. So many. I'm here to fight, dude. I showed up to fight. I showed up to do this until the wheels fall off. There's something about passion. I started fighting because I loved it. I started fighting because it's who I was. It's something that I couldn't deny in my life, man. You know, like I was born for this. And I'm not going to stop. I don't do this for the money. The money comes along because I get to do the thing I love doing the most, which is fighting. You know, like I'm not going to be that fighter like, oh, to get this paycheck. Like, man, like I got here because of the passion that I had for it. I got here because of the things that I got to overcome along the way. I got here because of who I am as a person and the things that I love doing the most, you know, just like your master, who is where he's at because of the things that he loves doing the most and his passion for the industry. You know, like we don't get here because this is something that like we see the money at the end of the tunnel. We get here because this is something that we love doing so freaking much. And you can't deny us of that. I was born for this.
You were born for this, and your last name is Demopoulos. It took me to Greece.
Guapa.
I speak 7 languages.
Stop it.
Nah, just kidding.
Oh, okay. You were about to surprise
4. No,
me.
just 4.
You're about to get me.
But I
bro.
speak 4.
That's a lot. It's more than I speak.
You going to visit that? Is that your roots? Your last name, of course, it take me there. Tell me a little bit about it.
I do represent Greece when I fight. I
have seen the flag too.
Yes. I do represent Greece. That's where my family's from. I grew up there when I was younger. I was born in America. I was raised in Greece for a short time. Then I came back. We used to go back to Greece every single year. Yeah, Greek was my first language. And then I started learning English and forgot all my Greek. Then I learned Greek again. And then I was
going to ask you to say something in Greek.
Τι θέλεις να σου πω τώρα, αφού εσύ δεν θα ξέρεις τι λέω.
Shit. What does that mean?
It's more of a show than
it's good or bad? Can you say it?
All I said was, what do you want me to tell you? You won't understand even if I say it.
Say it again so I can.
Τι θέλεις να σου πω, βρε καλή μου, αφού δεν τα ξέρεις τι λέω.
Damn, that sounds really complicated. But I mean,
Spanish sounds complicated when you speak.
For them, yeah, same thing. Yeah,
I don't understand a thing you're saying when you guys.
Yeah, I have a friend that is fighting on the next UFC, and he was like, I don't know this guy's name, but he's from somewhere. I don't know, from Russia, somewhere like that. But I told him, he doesn't know your name. He's not going like, oh, I'm going against Miguel. What's his last name? Damn. Gonzalez. I forgot it. So, but anyways,
Morales.
Miguel. Oh, thank you, Tori. Tori's in the house. Don't you love Tori?
I love Tori.
Tori is a fucking
thank you.
genius. Thank
Love
you,
you
Tori.
too.
How are we doing today, Tori? How far from our next guest? Because I want to have something before he gets here
We are 6 minutes away.
to tease him up. How much do you like the movies? A lot, not a lot, be honest.
I honestly, I don't watch television a lot, but I have a huge passion for the art. I actually studied a lot myself of like acting, and I took film fighting. I took professional film fighting classes. Like I took professional acting classes. Like, yes.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that because this takes me to the International Fight Week at the UFC X. I saw you at the Hall of Fame. I saw you. We share the microphones on the UFC Invitational, UFC Fight Pass Invitational. I love UFC Fight Pass. And anyways, what
You're
else?
my coworker now, homie.
Yeah. What else did you do that day for Fight Pass?
I did. I was doing fight analytics pre and post show for the UFC fight that happened that night, which I think was like 264 or something. And then I was also doing the Hall of Fame, UFC Hall of Fame, interviewing people that came by. I got to interview DC on the night that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's huge.
Monumental moment, man. You know,
what a resume right there.
Yeah,
Just in a week.
Just in a week.
Boom, 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 boom.
I fought the weekend before. And within the week, on that Thursday, I fought on Saturday. On Thursday, I'm behind a desk interviewing DC for his Hall of Fame induction. You know, like crazy.
That's super
and then
awesome.
I got to go and do International Fight Week for extra rounds where, you know, like we're essentially doing a whole live podcast for like 2 hours, you know, with me and TJ DeSantis.
Yes.
And then
TJ.
And then I did other podcasts and all of that, getting to just interact with the fans. Saturday was the fights. I was doing pre and post analytics. And then Sunday, we got to do the Jiu-Jitsu Invitational for UFC Fight Pass, which is freaking cool, bro. I was reporting. I was doing reporting and commentating on the same card.
Connecting dots from the acting classes you took before. You were like, damn, it was cool that I did this before, right? So
Listen,
you can use it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like I took so many classes, right? And like I had intention of inevitably making it to Hollywood. I was like, this is like, I am going to be doing this. I'm going to be in front of cameras speaking.
In somehow, some way, you know? So yeah, having all of those lessons and how to speak and how to be passionate, although acting is much different than even doing a podcast because this is real, bro. Like what we do here, like this is real, you know? Oh, yeah.
Acting as a whole, it's a different type of reality, but I have so much respect for anybody who acts because you have to live that in your heart without actively living that in your real life.
That's correct. Before our next guest gets here, you know my brain gives me like 3,500 words per day in English.
In English?
Yeah, so I
I
gotta
would
use
think
it.
that you speak in
No, I gotta use it in the right way because when I get like 1,500, it gets fucked up, and I get fuck. But anyways, before
a
he gets
limit.
here, you lost on the UFC debut, fighting on a higher division.
Correct.
Then you win that amazing number. By your last fight, everybody considered you a striker. But sorry.
They said that if I didn't finish her with jiu-jitsu, that I would lose the fight.
I said it on the wrong way.
That's okay.
I fucked up, my bad. They said she's a jiu-jitsu girl, she cannot stand. But you're giving a war on standing.
Hell yeah,
How was it?
That was amazing, bro. You know, like just to be able to show the world, like, yo, like I am more than a jiu-jitsu artist. Like, man, I love grappling, dude. Like I'll grapple all day. But don't sleep on my hands because I got some hammers and I am powerful. I am the most powerful girl in the strawweight division. And it's crazy to freaking say that. But sports science has shown that. I've broken almost every single record at the PI. There's no reason. I am very adaptable. You know, I can continue to learn skills. And I'm showing that. I'm showing how fast I can learn. I'm showing how fast I can adapt and just be a true, well-rounded martial artist. I'm more than just a grappler. I am a fighter.
You are a fighter. You used to be a stripper. You are a host. There's a lot of things that talk about you. And we don't have enough time, unfortunately. But guess what?
That's a blessing, honestly.
Our next guest is coming. So I want to ask you before we go to the next segment to invite the main course of the day. It's coming later. They're on this way. So what's your favorite part of movies? And you're going to tell me later because now we're going to do a tour break. What's next for you on the fighting scene?
In the fighting scene right now, I keep asking for a fight. So I'm looking forward to fighting before the end of the year, MMA in the UFC. That's like what I want to do.
Okay.
But with the exception of that, I will be at the next Medusa/EVI tournament.
Medusa
coming to
3
you guys.
in El Paso, Texas. Speaking Rock. This is going to be an amazing show. She competed on EVI. She competed on Medusa 1 or 2, and then commented on EVI, and now competing in Medusa again. We love you on Inch by Inch. I really appreciate that you came on one day notice and supporting this podcast. But before going to the next segment, there was something I was going to ask you, but I got too little, too high. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Too much medicine for me.
Hey.
But anyways, I got it. I'm going to speak about our next guest. This guy, you met him a little bit before, but there's a lot of things that you don't know about him. He has interviewed over 1,200 actors, including Mel Gibson, Tom Cruise, Anthony Hopkins, Jennifer Lopez, you name it.
Oh my gosh.
His knowledge of cine, movies, is beyond black belt, which is coral belt, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Definitely.
it's going to be an honor for me to get our next guest and know a little bit more about Jorge Elias.
Master Jorge Elias.
I call him Sensei.
Sensei.
He's my sensei of
Sensei
production.
Jorge
All those tricks, he
Elias.
used to make theater back on the 50s.
Ooh.
So check this out, everyone. We're going to make a little pause, but on the next segment, Hablemos de Cine is coming. Estamos de regreso y como se los comenté, la vértebra. Aquí nace la sección Hablemos de Cine. ¿Con quién? Me quito las gafas porque con gran respeto tengo que darle la bienvenida a quien le digo mi sensei. Los que me conocen bien saben de quién estoy hablando. No es Eddie Bravo, no es Rafael Cordero. Este es mi sensei de producción, la persona que me dio la oportunidad de trabajar al UFC. Le estaré eternamente agradecido por eso, pero durante ese tiempo nos hicimos amigos, hermanos, viajamos, recorrimos el mundo y no tiene cinturón negro en Jiu-Jitsu. Tiene un cinturón coral en cine. Durante muchos años estuvo en rating número 1 ganándole a personajes como Don Francisco o a Cristina. Ha entrevistado a más de 1,200 actores, incluyendo ganadores de Óscares como Tom Cruise, J-Lo. Tiene un chingo de nombres, pero a mí se me olvidan, entonces me aprendí como 3 o 4 y lo tengo aquí. No quiero hacerlo introducción muy larga porque para eso le tengo las preguntas. Tengo el honor de darle la bienvenida y que esta noche me apadrine con esta marca que es de él por 35 años, Don Jorge Elias. Audiencia.
Thank you, muchas gracias.
No para audiencia, no para esta audiencia, es para mi sensei. Y Don Jorge Elias, ¿cómo estáis?
Estoy muy bien. I'm very good. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. It's an honor and a pleasure to be also sharing these moments with Vanessa. Thank you. And Victor, for me, it's a pleasure. Es un placer. I started talking about movies something like 40-some years ago.
Yes.
And I have been, as you know, en todos lados. Empezamos en Univision, and then I moved to Telemundo, and then I moved to Azteca, and then I moved to HTV. But podcast is a new frontier. It's the future. It's here to stay. Está aquí para quedarse, cabrón. Y encima, cuando le aplicas y le sumas un podcast TV, que es la creación del contenido dentro del contenido, puta, muchas gracias por invitarme. Es un orgullo, es un placer.
Este cabrón, y así le digo a pesar de que es sensei, por la amistad que tenemos, hizo teatro en los 50s y hoy lo estamos descharreando en un podcast. Alguien que ha visto prácticamente todo. And today he's doing his first podcast.
This is the first podcast.
I'm a first timer and with you.
So imagine someone with experience now that you're learning a lot of this TV thing, having sitting next to us. Jorge, how do you find the podcast format to speak about movies?
It hasn't been done. Quentin Tarantino started a month ago, the first podcast about
Really?
movies.
I didn't know about
Yes, yes.
That's
I had the
interesting.
pleasure of meeting with him last week, and he told me, I started a podcast. So it is different because they're doing with money, with budget. con
Thank you
dinero.
for calling me poor.
No.
Hey, no, just kidding.
Quentin Tarantino married a girl from Israel. Se casó con una muchacha de Israel y se mudó. He's living in Israel and he has a little kid,
Okay.
Leo,
Okay.
que lo nombró por Leonardo DiCaprio,
Oh.
que trabajó en su última película. Entonces al hijo le puso Leo, Quentin Tarantino. So he stays in Israel doing his part and he has a couple of partners que lo hacen desde aquí, desde Estados Unidos.
Okay.
Y tienen el podcast. Primer podcast donde se habla de cine en inglés. En español sería el primero.
That takes us to the topic of the day, Vanessa. Guess what's my favorite movie?
Tell me your favorite movie.
This is my favorite movie. And a lot of people are going to say, mine too. We're the same ones. And we have an expert here. We have 3 movies. We don't have too much time. But today, the segment Hablemos de Cine is born. He used to have his office at Universal Studios for years. So he's going to be our corresponsal desde Hollywood, haciéndolo aquí. En muchos lugares no saben las sorpresas. A los que les gusta el cine, cabrones, van a aprender un chingo. A los que no les gusta, pues no ven el contenido, pero si lo ven sorderamente, se van a ir picando. Y aquí tenemos al gran maestro que nos va a llevar por muchos viajes. Why this picture, which is going to be his 50th anniversary, was so good? What are the elements that an expert like you see on this picture, Don Jorge?
It was 50 years already. It has all the elements. It has a family story. Es una historia de familia. Mafia, mobs, but it's a family story. Tiene acción. It has tremendous action. People killing people. It has a little bit of comedy. Tiene un poquito de comedia. O sea que tiene todos los elementos, all the elements that we, the people, like to see when we go to the movies. It's that simple.
It took me 50 years ago. Can you imagine the cameras, the things they used to memorize
Oh, my
back
goodness.
then to make shit happen.
They had to be so much more talented then than they do now. The talent is much different.
This is the thing. We have more technology, but the talent was there. So the talent, we have tremendous talents doing this movie. Talents that the studios did not want associated with the movie. Marlon Brando, which ended up winning the Oscar for doing Don Corleone, El Padrino.
Vito Corleone.
The president of Paramount Pictures said, I do not want Marlon Brando in this fucking movie.
Wow.
And if you're going to bring me Marlon Brando, told Ford Coppola, the director, you're going to leave. We're going to get another director. In reality, they sent another director on stage for a month to tell, if you keep fucking it up, we're going to get rid of you. So, what did Ford Coppola did? Se fue a la casa de Marlon Brando. No le podía decir, no te quieren. Era Marlon Brando. Había ganado un Oscar. He could not say, they don't want you. So, he could not say, also, we're going to do a screen test. Porque era Marlon Brando, Oscar winner. So, they said, I want to do un test de makeup. Sabiendo que a Marlon Brando le gustaban los cold cuts, le trajo salame, queso, papitas, y le dijo a un camarógrafo, así como Ramiro, o como nuestro genio Román, cabrones, graben todo lo que va a pasar desde que este cabrón salga de la pieza. Sale, he comes, he sees everything. So it's a screen test about what? ¿De qué se trata esta pinche película que no me quieren? Es un mafioso. Se le puso un salame acá, una papita del otro lado, se dio vuelta, se sacó el pelo que lo tenía largo, poquito de mantequilla, se puso en el pelo.
No.
Y se dio vuelta y sonó el teléfono en ese momento de la casa de él. Y él habla como personaje. Camarógrafo, Ford Coppola, con la cara así.
So he was doing an audition without auditioning?
You gotta hear this shit.
Is that it?
And now,
Tell
when
him, please.
Ford Coppola took the tape to the same guy, the president of Paramount, who said, I don't want Marlon Brando, he said, look at this guy. He said, this is the guy I want for the movie, not the fucking Marlon Brando. And that's how Marlon Brando ended up, El Padrino, how he won an Oscar.
Can you go back just a little bit and say in English when he put the things on her face to Vanessa, please?
I mean, I'm understanding body language.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I'm
no,
like
but
I'm like
he
here.
goes
I gotta
beyond.
hear it. Okay,
He's
yes,
re-
tell
it's
me.
because
But
he's
it's-
fucking good
No,
telling stories.
But I think she understood what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
They
I-
could not go say to Marlon Brando, we're going to do a screen test.
Right.
Because, and he, for
It's
Coppola-
Marlon Brando.
and
Like
he
you're
could not-
offending him.
And he could not say they don't want you in the movie. So he went to do a test, brought little cold cuts, salamis and cheeses and everything. Marlon Brando comes, the camera is rolling for the makeup test, not a screen test, makeup test. So Marlon Brando said, well, what is this character all about? Well, he's a mafia guy. He's a mafia don. So he put little sausages over here. Estamos viendo a Marlon Brando, the real Marlon
Perfect.
Brando, and how he ended up doing the character of Don Corleone. Look at him. Look at him.
So he make these changes like that?
Yeah.
How about this? What about
Yeah.
speaking like this
Yeah.
and telling I'm gonna make an offer he can refuse?
Okay, so let me finish the story.
Here, you can
When
refuse.
the president of Paramount saw the tape of this actor, he said, this is the guy I want. Ford Coppola said, yeah, but this is Marlon Brando. 3 conditions. He has to do it for free.
What the fuck was that?
He has to do it for free.
What?
We're going to sue him. He has to buy his own insurance because if he starts with all the bullshit he's used to, we don't want to pay for anything. And he has to be on time.
Well, the third one makes sense.
The
But
third one said, now, Marlon Brando, it was Marlon Brando.
yeah, that's why the third one doesn't make sense.
But I want to tell you something right now. When you watch the movie again, todas las cosas que hace Marlon Brando en cámara, Está leyendo el libreto el cabrón.
Fuck. Say that again.
He's reading the script.
You know, when
No,
he acts and goes like, oh, let me...
Yeah.
And he's reading back there the script.
Mira dónde tenían los actores, cabrón.
Oh,
el libreto para que él habla.
vergo.
La cámara de atrás.
Eso no sabía yo,
The
güey, no
camera
mames.
from behind.
Hablemos de cine, este día. Qué chingón aprender cosas de cine, güey.
Y cuando estaba en la cama enfermo, todos los libretos en el techo, cabrón.
When he was sick, where do you think the script was?
On the roof.
On the
he
roof.
was reading everything.
So he was like this reading. What a fucking genius.
That was Marlon Brando. Because he said, if you give me the script, it kills my creativity. I want to be in the moment. What you going to do? He was Marlon Brando. He won the fucking Oscar for God's sake.
No, he was on number 1, and he dies on number 2. Sorry if it's a spoiler, you haven't seen it, but he dies on number 2. Why was Al Pacino, do you like Al Pacino? Scarface? Of
Yes.
course. Why was Al Pacino so powerful in that movie?
Because Francis Ford Coppola, to begin with, has to fight with Paramount. They did not want an unknown. Nobody knew Al Pacino. He was too young. And Ford Coppola said, stop fucking around with me. I want to do this movie the way I want to do it. The studio said, you have to do it in 1972. And he said, no, I cannot do it in 1972. I have to go back, do it in the 50s, in the 60s. So all the cars and all the dressing, it was completely different because it's not an actual movie right now. And we do not want Al Pacino. Nobody knows him. We want to put Warren Beatty. We want to put Robert Redford in that character. And Ford Coppola said, they're too good looking. I need an Italian looking guy, somebody that looks Italian.
Wow.
So Al Pacino, which you don't have to be a genius to understand this, Al Pacino is a method actor. He's not an actor. He lives, he studies, he is the character. So when he appears the first time from the army that he comes, Ford Coppola said, you're not giving me shit. What you mean? It's in my head. Let me show you throughout the movie who my character is. I'm going to fire you, motherfucker. The Paramount picture is on my ass, and you're not giving me shit. When they shot the scene that his character kills the cop in the restaurant,
Oh, yeah, the two guys, and drops the gun.
that was it. That was when Paramount Pictures told Coppola, do your fucking movie.
Yeah.
How much you wanted to do it with $5 million? Here is $6 million. It cost $6.2 million. And he made
It cost,
$245 million.
the cost of the movie was
$6.2 million in 1972.
Can you believe that shit?
In 1972.
Because I have some information and data. Recently, we have in this studio J.J. Perry.
There you go.
He's directing now Day Shift, right, Tori?
Yeah, they changed.
The fucking cost of the movie was like $100
$100
million.
million today.
$100 million.
But in
That's so
19
much
Of
money.
course, Snoop Dogg is in the movie, Jamie Foxx is in the movie, but still it's fucking $100 million.
And there's two characters. All the characters, all the actors that you have with Francis Ford Coppola in El Padrino.
And we forgot about Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, but guess what? In the next segment, we're going to have a little bit more. We're going to cut a little bit so you can watch what day shift is and what the death count is. Because we have some película de misterio y de terror. Regresamos en breve en Master Vic PodcasTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the warden. An audience will be watching you. Our society has shifted into one built on cyber likes, and it will be incumbent on each of you to acquire as many as possible. The game is about to begin.
Call for backup. I think we might have found the son of a bitch.
Eso que ustedes acaban de ver es un pequeño segmento, un pedacillo, como dirían en Argentina, de la película Death Count, que ya está disponible. Si ustedes vieron Pulp Fiction, si ustedes vieron Kill Bill, sabrán que Quarantino es de los más pistolas, pero ese cabrón tiene un actor favorito, que es Michael Madsen. Todo esto lo aprendí gracias a mi sensei en cine, Jorge Elias. The Thing We Just Saw on the Death Count is a really good movie, and we have someone that is involved on this project and the movies. Tell us a little bit about this movie, Jorge.
It's a horror movie. De miedo.
Why do people enjoy horror movies so much? Like, what's the appeal?
The appeal is because it gets in our essence. A long time ago, grandparents or parents sentaban a sus niños alrededor and they tell them stories. Imagine that every little story that you have heard growing up is había una vez. It was once upon a time. Already you say, what the fuck is happening? Once upon a time.
You want to know?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
And you're 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
No TVs, no radio, nothing, but the father was telling these horror stories passed from generation to generation.
Yes.
Then we have movies. Now, it is known that it's easier to make you cry than to make you laugh.
Ooh, that's the facts? I don't know. I like laughing a lot.
Okay? You're laughing a lot, but it's easier for a performer to get you in with fear because in society, in the world, misery unites, but wealth divides. Okay?
Wisdom.
You come from Argentina, Arizona, there is homeless, and you feel identified with the homeless anywhere in the United States and in the world. But you don't feel that identified with rich people in a Mercedes-Benz, you don't see them, or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, so misery, hardship, unite. And from Argentina to Mexico, the gaucho in Argentina and the Mexican worker in the land is the same thing.
Yes.
And they do speak the same language. They don't have bells in the ranches in Argentina. So what they do? Ave María Purísima. And they said, sin pecado concebida, which means come in, cabrón. I'm here.
Codes.
Same thing in Mexico. They don't have bells. They said aiga instead of aga, which is a mannerism. Same thing in Argentina or in Mexico. People that they don't know each other. Why? Because the earth, the soil, the mother
Yes.
unites
Yes.
and bring the low-class people.
Fear is universal.
And
Yes.
fear is universal. So, on top of that, there is no secret. I'm included. I never went back to the ocean after watching Jaws. Hay gente que dice, el tiburón
You
está
poor
en el
thing, are you
agua,
okay?
cabrón. Hay tiburones ahí.
It's amazing.
No, but it's true. It's true. Every time you jump into an ocean, you remember the fucking movie of Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Jaws.
Every time I walk past a sewer, I think of it.
There
Yes.
you go.
The clown.
There you go. Because
Yeah.
he was able to get something so innocent as a clown and make him into a monster.
Yes.
But now, not all kids like clowns. You bring a clown into a birthday party of 5-year-old kids and what the fuck is that?
There's always that kid who ruins the party.
Who got this motherfucker?
In other words, when he hates us, it never leaves.
Yes.
That's why after listening to a horror story or watching a horror movie, every time you walk into a dark room, it's not that easy. Like when you walk into a room
It
that
happened
is
to
all
me
lights.
with The Exorcist.
Yes, yes,
Oh my
yes.
God.
So what is the fear count here in Death Count? What is the fear character?
Death count is
What am I going to be scared of after this movie now that I'm not going to be
Yeah.
able to walk into anymore?
Besides.
Nothing scares more than the reality that is fucked up people in the world. Weird people.
Facts, very fast.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
This guy came up with a concept. I'm going to do an online show. I'm going to put 5 people inside a house and I'm going to torture them. And they're going to go online to get likes or not likes. if you don't get enough likes, we're going to kill you. We're going to rip your nails. We're going to put things in your body.
Oh, man. That
So-
takes social media marketing to a whole new level.
Where they can find you,
there you go.
at Little Monster, wherever we need.
Go follow, like, subscribe.
Síganme, cabrones.
And you know,
We got to save Master Vic,
Oh,
too.
fuck yeah,
so
please. Stay alive.
that be careful how you say Master Victor, because it sounds like masturbator, okay?
That's a new one.
I'm just saying. Master Vic.
He's got a new one. Hashtag Master Vic. Hashtag Masturbator.
Masturbator.
Part 2, El Padrino.
Masturbator.tv. Okay, but the thing is, these people, there is masters of horror in film. There is no doubt. But in Halloween, maybe you have seen one of the Halloween movies. They're so successful, they do 13 of them, 14 of them, 20 of them.
yes.
Now, same thing with the zombies, which is a connection to the movie with J.J. Perry.
That's vampires.
Vampires, zombies, vampires.
Yeah, I'm still scared of homeless people because of zombie movies.
There you go.
My
So,
girlfriend
like,
loves the
I-
horror stories.
Yeah, you don't go to a cemetery. I have a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He celebrates his dead wife anniversary at the cemetery in Los Angeles, the Hollywood Memorial, because they have places that you can bring drinks and have a dinner or something. I said, aren't you fucking afraid? And he said, I was married to an Argentinian lady. I'm not afraid of anything. You're going to scare me? Yeah.
Was it Dia de los Muertos, maybe November?
Dia de los Muertos, November 2nd. See, big party at the Hollywood
Yeah, in Mexico we
cemetery.
celebrate the dead pretty much.
Yeah.
On November
What,
2nd.
Day of the Dead? No, that's different.
Yeah. No, that's
Is that it?
The Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But in Mexico, it's very interesting, Vanessa.
The
Very
tradition,
interesting.
it is interesting.
I mean, you guys as people are very interesting, so I can only imagine the
But
freaking culture.
listen to this from the Mexican culture. I had the pleasure of talking to them, like you said. I talk to the Mexican people or the Costa Rican in a language that they understand me. Looking at the eyes like I'm looking at your beautiful eyes right now. I never talk over here or over there. I tell you stories, talk to you. Mexicans believe that there is 3 deaths. First death is when you die.
Yes.
The second death is when they bury you.
And the third death is when they forget you.
But the most important one is the death when they forget you.
That's the most sad.
Okay? That's it. And the movie, if you watch The Day of the Dead, Coco, from Walt Disney, Pixar, is exactly that. Bringing your parents, your past, your ancestry. Because you, Vanessa, you're a mixture of all your family and your past and your ancestry
Yes.
and your father and your mother and the people that said, "Oh, you're not gonna be a model with those looks. You're gonna be an MMA fighter. What the fuck is wrong with you?" But then they learned that you had a history of fighting, that you like to fight in school, especially like we were talking earlier, and it's a natural transition to MMA and to being a fighter right now. But you're a mixture of everything that made you.
Absolutely.
Other people believes that we are a combination of 3 things: what we are, plus what we think we are, plus what other people think we are.
I once heard, I read this in a book from a monk, and it said, I am not what I think I am. I am not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am.
There you go. It's a mixture of these
Yes.
3 things. So, anyways, death counts. If you get scared with movies, this movie is for you. It's that simple. And you can find it online on all the platforms.
I think that's so valid in today's society.
Now let's
you know?
because before we finish with this segment, the main course is on his way, Jorge. You know, the big truck. Michael Madsen. Do you watch Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill, maybe?
No.
Of anything. Reservoir Dogs is his gang. Quentin Tarantino calls a set of people, they are in all his movies, my gang. And it's the same concept, Victor, why we are together. Because we are a gang. We know each other. We know where we're going. We know what to expect from each other.
Oh, su.
It's that simple. Like I would like very much to do, I will enjoy watching a show with her when she's involved in whatever you're planning to do.
We have plans. You know, this is just the beginning. Guys, you know, the format of this podcast TV was Spanish, but since my English sucks, but it's not as bad. And I think I can talk.
Your English is awesome.
Is it that good?
My Spanish doesn't suck. It's non-existent, bro.
I'm a good
It doesn't
teacher.
exist. What is 0 times 0? Like, I have no Spanish. So your English is like
Thank
amazing.
you. Now we have more episodes on English.
Let's
in
go.
English. Then we're doing Portuguese too. Llegó el momento de ir al siguiente segmento, Don Jorge. Hoy nace Hablemos de Cine. Thank you so much for this being the godfather of Hablemos de Cine. And Vanessa, we have the big play coming now. Are you ready for the big show?
Yes.
Are
Let's
you
go.
fucking ready to see? Esta cabrona tiene talento. Nos vamos y regresamos con el plato fuerte, pero antes, estos comerciales de nuestros patrocinadores y una que otra cosilla. Vámosla.
I can't believe I won.
And you still got people out there with double masks and face shields and shit. Look into it.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Últimos días de la venta de emergencia por inflación en National Furniture Liquidators. De hoy hasta el día del trabajo, increíbles ofertas. Seccional de 2 piezas de 2,900 a solo 788. Recámara de 5 piezas, precio regular de 1,499 a solo 395. Antecomedores de 7 piezas de $1,000 a solo 282. Y muchas ofertas más. Como siempre, tenemos opciones de financiamiento. Últimos días de la venta de emergencia por inflación, solo en National Furniture Liquidators.
Estamos de regreso y esa exhalación es por la emoción que tengo. No es falsa y no es que exageré ni madres, racita, porque aquí nace un segmento más. No fue fácil realizar esto, pero hoy llega a Master Vic PodcasTV una disciplina que tiene 2,300 años. Una disciplina que para llegar al nivel que están estos señores tienes que entrenar 24 horas al día, los 7 días de la semana, los 365 días del año. Hay muchos detalles que queremos hablar de este deporte, un hermoso deporte, y hoy tenemos la fortuna de estrenar la disciplina del sumo aquí en Master Vic PodcasTV. Gracias a participación importante de mi sensei, que hoy tiene algunas preguntas que hacer a los invitados. Ahora a cambiar en inglés y en IPEX. Habrá como 4 o 5 idiomas aquí, because right now I'm going to be switching to English. But before switching to English, listen, I want to say, irachaimase. Llama.
Yep. Nice.
No, say something in Japanese, come on.
いらっしゃいませ。
Is that good?
なんて返事すればいいの？いらっしゃいませ。ありがとう、ありがとう。
Arigato, there you go. I sound terrible. There's just a few words that I learned in English. But Vanessa, Don Jorge,
¿Qué quiere decir eso? Estás muy gordo.
we have Andrew in the house. Thank you, Andrew, to be here. Giamma, Rami, Kelly. It is an honor for me to have you here as a jiu-jitsu guy, MMA, UFC fighter, movies, and sensei. We're happy to have you here. We have a lot of things to talk about and ask you, but first I want to say thank you for being here, and let's get this party started, Vanessa.
Gracias.
Yeah, let's go!
Gracias. Yeah.
Jorgito.
Yeah. My first question will be for Yama. Was it difficult for you to make your mind up to decide to go into this sport when you knew that it was a sort of a stable and you will not be able to live and you will have to live, sleep, eat with the same group of people for years until you go to the next level? When did your mind was set to do it? Because it takes a mindset to do it.
最後のだから大学の4年生になるまではプロに行く気がなかったのね。それはそのプロに行っても活躍できないと思ってたから。でも先輩たちが行くでしょ、みんな卒業生が。そしたらあの先輩であそこに行けるなら俺もっと行けるなって思ったから、大学4年生の時にじゃあプロ行こうって、もう関取になれるっていう確信があったから自分の中で。
So I'll say what Yama says in first person. So I didn't have any real plan to become a pro sumo wrestler, even in my third year of university sumo. But then I saw some of the guys who were in my university team, and they were older than me. They graduated, they went pro, and they had a lot of success in the pro level. And I was better than them. So I watched them, and I thought, oh my gosh, I could do even much better than them. So I got confidence, and I decided I'm going to go pro too and reach up to the top division. And I'll just, if I can, I'll add something to that. He was really like, he didn't even think he'd make it that high because he thought, oh, I'm not that great. But it's incredible because he, in elementary school, middle school, high school, university level, he was like Japanese national champion again and again and again. So all the people watching thought, of course he's going to go pro, he's going to be one of the best guys ever. But inside, he didn't have that level of confidence until he saw where his friends were doing really well and he was better than them.
Name, age, and where you guys were born. Please,
Yes,
can we start with
please.
Yama, please?
名前と年と出身、生まれたところ。
俺の、
はい。
My name is Ryuichi Yamamoto. I'm 38 years old, and I was born Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo, Japan.
Little city.
How about you, my friend? Your face is familiar. Cabrones, si lo han visto en otro lado, ahorita les digo por qué, pero este cabrón lo han visto en otro lado. Can you tell us where you're from, please?
Sí, señor. Soy el famoso, el bonito, el grande, el osito.
Audiencia, está el osito en la casa, chingado, no mames. Si vieron el osito en Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento, el que se los llevaba a la verga de ahí porque no tenían ni mal talento, era mi compadre. Your age and where you born?
Yeah, my name is Rami. I'm from Egypt. I'm 36. Yeah, that's it.
How many languages do you speak?
Yeah, poquito Arabic, poquito English, mucho Spanish.
Nice.
How about you, my friend?
My name's Kelly Knighting. I am 52 years old, and I was born in Rexburg, Idaho.
Did you run to El Paso?
Yes.
He's run 3 marathons.
That's what I'm going. I hear from Tori, my son, which is right there. Guys, let me introduce you. My heart, my brother, my business partner, and the one that makes this happen. Tori right there. Audiencia for
Yeah,
Tori.
Tori.
Partner involved, of course, learning some stuff. But yeah, how was that marathon? You were the heaviest guy to finish a marathon?
Yeah. Let me just start by saying I marvel at the different array of kick-ass, even in this room. You know, I really think you've done things, everyone here has probably done things that I haven't done. I tried yoga the other day and no way, you know. But I am like the most elusive, world-renowned athlete on the planet.
Wow.
No one would think. They look at me at a grocery store and say, what a big fat idiot. But I mean, nobody, even in this room, not to call anybody out, nobody, I was naturally 190 pounds. I wrestled 190 in high school.
Wow.
I wrestled 190 in college, 2 years, scholarships. I'm 450 right now, or more, 460, somewhere in there.
You went to el tacotote de nosotros en el paso.
Man, so what really made the lifestyle shift for you, where you said, you know what, I'm just gonna start really packing this on, and I'm gonna take sumo wrestling very seriously, like.
Well, to the marathon point, I was trying to lose weight because the highest category in wrestling is 285. You know, I'm well over 285, and I was trying to lose weight. And then I saw sumo, and I knew it was unlimited. And so I made that transition, but I wanted to do something that no one's ever done. Wow. And so I gained the weight, and at over 400 pounds, ran marathons in 2008, 2011, and 2013. And then the hardest thing I've ever done, I used to swim like 8 miles on a Saturday in between working, and I swam 22 miles in 24 hours.
What the fuck?
And I wanted to, because I have a Guinness World Record for being the heaviest person to complete a marathon, but I wanted to get the world record for expelling the most amount of calories in one day.
Holy shit.
Because if there's some online calculators out there.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, you type in 430 pounds.
Yes.
And then swimming for 22 miles, it's 40,000 calories you expel.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
So it was an experience. I swam in New Mexico here, Navajo Lake, and it was actually from the dam to Colorado border. And it was actually a little bit uphill because the water flows towards the dam. And I swam those 22 miles going even uphill, basically uphill.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Audiencia chingada, hombre.
Congratulations.
Let's switch to running.
Yeah, my background before sumo.
How much you weigh right now? Let's start with that.
I'm really skinny now.
I'm the skinny
He says
man.
I'm skinny. Oh my gosh.
I lose weight now. I'm like 490 something. I was 500.
He's around 500.
But today, because I didn't eat the dinner yet, so.
Do you don't like that? Does it make you feel sad?
Yeah, I need more quesadilla to back to 500.
How do you like el tacotote?
Oh my God. Yeah. This day I can't sleep.
How many championship belts you have in judo?
In judo, I began judo since I was like 7 years. I did sport young, like 29, 28 years. In judo, I am Arab African World Champion in judo. I have black Dan 3 belt in judo. I was sensei in my club, and I'm in national team since I was 12 years old.
And how much did you weigh when you were winning championships in judo?
100 kilo, heavyweight.
100 kilo, what is 200 and 250 pounds.
That's
your
really
weight,
light.
your weight,
Yeah.
you were winning heavyweight when you were 100 kilos?
Now we know about sumo.
100 kilo.
I was
100
I've always seen you for the last 8 years. You've been like 220,
No.
230.
After I switch, after I switch, I can be like, just give me food. I'll never stop. So, but judo is for me like it's my life. But sumo is like something new for me. So I like compete. I like to be number one in what I do. So yeah, this what might bring me here and what make me play sumo from the beginning.
We have two already that like to be number one in what they do, and you guys gonna be doing sumo. I like that already, right?
Yeah.
So Yama, how you doing?
Good.
Good?
Yep.
Perfect. Tell me a little bit about those championships you have on your resume. At what age did you get it, and what was the maximum weight you ever had?
まあそうだね、そう小学校、中学校、高校と、まあ、何度もナショナルチャンピオンにはなってる、何十回も、で2回ワールドチャンピオンになって。
So, no, I got it. Yama dice. No, please.
So he said, I was from elementary school, middle school, high school. I won national champion dozens of times. And then twice, I competed in the amateur world sumo championships, and both times I won the gold medal. And this is all before his pro career.
What year was that? Do you remember, Andrew? That he won the 2 championships?
世界大会優勝したのは何年ですか？
2006年と2003年と2006年かな。
2003 and 2006.
Yama, where did your love for food started? Cooking, I'm talking about. Es un chef el cabrón.
まあ興味があるってわけじゃないけど、お相撲さんはほら若い時は自分たちで全部作んなきゃいけないから、それでやっぱりまずいの作ったら怒られるから勉強したよね。
So he said, I never really had a specific interest in learning to cook, but all the sumo wrestlers have to learn cooking from a young age because we cook for ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
And if you make it bad, you're going to get yelled at. So I had to learn to be a really good cook.
I think all big guys, they need to feed themselves. So I can make good food too. So it's not about sumo.
Even
about when you get hungry, I am gonna eat.
Too, so I got a question. Even, I don't know, you have another one. Of course you have one. But about the amounts of calories in food and how many hours per day you have to wait to eat again.
Oh yeah, because like we all went out to lunch together today, and we all had a giant plate of food. But I feel like, I guess I would just assume you guys have to eat so much more. I don't feel like you guys ate so excessively that I was completely blown away.
Let's begin with Kelly. Let's see, Kelly. Tell us about the food.
Well, in sumo, the idea is to just work like hell. I mean, I'll get this out right off the bat. Sumo, no one knows this, so I'm about ready to reveal something no one knows.
Ooh, secrets.
Sumo is the toughest sport on the planet.
I beg to differ.
That's true.
I've talked with so many people, and I know that if you were to go to Japan and just observe, in 2004, I went to Japan for part of the summer because I wanted to get better. And there's people in the U.S. just aren't that good worldwide. Yeah. And so when I showed up at the university dojo, Yama was there. And I left, later that summer, thought I'd never really see him again. But he was kicking ass.
Wow,
he was one
what
of
a
the
cool
top.
story.
Yeah, and then he came later and we met in Kansas City. I don't know what year that was, Andrew. But yeah, sumo is tough. They whip you, they punish you, it's really, really tough.
Coming from a Guinness Book World Records holder over here, I think I would actually take that at face value for you to say, for someone like you to say that.
Respect for what, like I say, the diversity of the kick ass. I marvel because I couldn't do certain things either, but no one's going to gain a lot of weight and run 3 marathons. I just know that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How are you, Ronnie? The amounts of how many times a day do you eat? Calories? Do you measure the amount?
I try to lose weight to be more sexy, so...
You're doing good, cabrón.
For me, almost I take like 6,000 calories per day, and I eat like 6 or 5 times. Yeah.
Question for anybody or all of you. We know that women like you guys, and they look for you guys.
Is it true, Vanessa?
It's true.
It's very true.
5 letters. 5 letters.
Okay, but have you ever suffered any sort of backlash of racism because your appearance?
Have you ever been fat shamed?
Of racism? You mean
yes.
sizes?
The sizes,
yes. Absolutely, all the time.
No,
Yeah.
for me, no, never. Yeah,
They do it in their mind.
If they
just
know
don't
that, if
tell
they know
you.
that you're sumo wrestlers, like.
Maybe we can speak about the culture too, because I hear about Japan, for instance. I saw some documentaries when I see the respect they give.
The first, I want to talk about your question. It's all about yourself, how you see yourself.
Okay.
If you see yourself fat, the people gonna see you fat.
Okay.
If you trust in yourself and talk with people and look in the eye, anyone need.
Bonito like you.
Si, senor.
I like that. I like that, man.
So
That's
it's
what
more
it is.
about like connecting. Each person doesn't judge, but people in general can be cruel sometimes.
Ok, cuando regresemos, racita, vamos a hacer una pequeña pausa. Nos dimos la tarea, Tori y yo, don Jorge, de ver algunos documentales y nos pareció muy interesante ver la entrega que tienes que hacer y los sacrificios que hay que hacer para ser luchador de sumo. It was really interesting to see this from you guys, but now it takes me to this, the Sports Illustrated magazine, and this guy, Yama.
Sports
Yama.
Illustrated.
Tell me about this, Yama.
You'll be there one day, Vanessa, probably.
いやすごい嬉しいですね。まあ相撲教えてることが多分今フューチャーされてるんだと思うからだと思うけどね。いやだから相撲教えてることが注目されて多分こうやってなったんだと
¿Qué
思
no le
うから。
importa una verga? Dije.
So Yama said, he said, I was so happy that they covered me in Sports Illustrated, and I feel like there's a future to teach sumo more based on having this article in Sports Illustrated.
What about you, Rami? Rami, did I pronounce your name good?
Yeah,
Say it.
oh
Can
my
you say
God,
it?
I love it. Can you say it one more?
Rami. Tell us about this. We saw you in action in that video, but how does it feel to be here after being practicing judo and making the transition to this beautiful sport of sumo?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Vanessa, you're in Vanessa's hands now. You know that. Don't shake, baby. Get it? Look at her.
It's have long story, really. In 2014, it's have long story. So in 2014, I was in world champion in Taiwan, and the legend Biambia, he beat my ass in this competition. So I put him in my brain. I want to beat this guy. So I make contact with Andrew to try to come to play in US Sumo Open.
Eventually, I'm going with Andrew because I can see how important Andrew is on this.
Yeah, it's really
on these three
important for
guys.
us.
What year did you meet Andrew?
2015, and I came to USA and compete in US Sumo Open, and I beat Biamba, and this is a record in his history because he's a legend.
Oh.
And if we talk about Biambia Vesh, the Andrew can speak more about him. And year after year, this competition get more bigger, get more stronger, because I think from every country around the world, they come to compete here. We have like 4,000 watch this competition every year.
Okay.
And this year will be bigger and bigger. It's September 10th. So
September the 10th.
you will see to beat everyone.
Where they can find you on Instagram? You have Instagram? Where they can find you?
Yeah. My name is Rami El Ghazar. Ramy space ELGAZAR. It's sexy.
Sexy Osito. How are you, Kelly?
Yeah, my name, Kelly, and then Knighting, GNEITING. Facebook, Instagram.
What's the most memorable match you ever had? Win or lost? Oh,
Well-
there we go, my English. Fuck.
No.
Anyway.
Huey talked about Biamba.
Yeah, I think it's
After this guy Biamba,
This
he
guy.
passed away a couple of years
Can you
ago.
show it on camera? What's his? Can you show it on this one?
This is a tribute. Yeah, I can talk a lot about him, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, no.
my
you,
God.
you can be here like 3 days speaking. Jorge will say it, but your turn's coming right here. This is the guy.
Yeah, up there. Up there.
Yeah, he's a 4-time world champion. I was there for each one of his championships,
Oh,
including
I've seen
Taiwan, that he mentioned. And he and I used to do shows all around the country. We've just, I think he's wrestled me the most, and I've wrestled him the most. But they're just shows. They're not like real competitions. But it always end with him picking me up and slamming me, and the audience just loved it. And he's just better than me.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Rami, I didn't have his toughness, I guess. Like, I'm going to beat Biamba no matter what.
Yeah, I'm really tough.
Ahí está mejor, Tony.
Yama, my question to you is the experience of seeing American people looking at you, and the difference is when you walk the streets of Japan, what reaction they have towards you.
いや、それは全然日本はもうめちゃくちゃ見られるから。
Les vale verga acá, dice.
So everybody in Japan is like watching and following me.
And it's a special responsibility because in the Shinto religion, sumo wrestlers aim to be close to God and eventually becoming God on earth. What does it feel for a sumo wrestler to know that responsibility?
まあもともとその相撲っていうのはその神様に今年もお米がたくさん取れますようにとかっていうのをお願いするための神様にあげるものだったのよ。神様見てください、これ相撲見てくださいっていうためのものだったから、だからそういうことだとファイトというよりも神様にこう渡す、だからプレゼントするものだったのよ。
だからそのことがある限り自分はちょっと責任を感じますか？
何の？
相撲取るとき。相撲取るとき。
まあプロの土俵はね、そりゃそうだと思う。
Okay. So Yama said there is some aspect of that that's correct, and that is originally sumo was symbolically calling to the gods to watch, and it was originally between agricultural communities. So you were basically trying to win to get a good harvest, more rice. And so it is kind of like an invocation for the gods to watch and enjoy the match. And then I asked him what you had asked, do you feel some responsibility? And he said, yeah, when I was a pro, when I step up on that ring, I felt some pressure to kind of honor that tradition.
Tomo arigato.
What an interesting question. What an interesting answer, because when I was watching that documentary, it called a lot of my attention. You know, the compromise, even without money, no girls, no driving.
No education sometimes.
Sometimes. It's got to be super hard to be there, right? Can you ask him about those monasteries? How hard it is? If he has friends. Just last one. Last one. Andrew.
Yeah. No, these are great questions. These are great.
It is. Tell us who you are, Andrew, please.
Wait, do you want me to ask
with these guys? No, just let's cut the conversation. Let's tell us who you are so it gets more interesting and without Japanese.
No, I want to ask him that question though because there's something interesting there. But okay, a few things. So I worked in Japan back in 1990, so 32 years ago. I was working in Japan. And I did a little bit of martial arts, but didn't really do sumo. I watched sumo. In the mid-90s, actually about 25 years ago, I saw a sumo demo when they came to LA, and I started a club just for fun, as a hobby. Back then, I was about 65 kilos. Over the last 25 years, I've gotten to be 73 kilos. Now I'm huge. So I started a club, and I started just for fun, with no experience, to produce this event back in 2001. So 2001, we produced the first...
Did you produce that show?
I produced this event for 22 years this year.
Wow.
And the U.S. Sumo Open... Oh, thank you. The U.S. Sumo Open is actually the largest sumo tournament in the world outside of Japan. And it's 20... There's no tournament like that that's been going every year for 22 years.
Wow.
But I'm just kind of behind the scenes. I'm not really the most important. These guys are the stars. Like, believe it or not, Kelly competed in the very first U.S. Sumo Open in 2001, and he got second place, I think.
To Japan.
Yeah, the
Kelly.
Japanese. And you know, Rami, well, he mentioned Biamba. Rami is one of the very, very few people who actually beat the great Biamba.
Rami, muy bien, cabrón, muy bien.
And Yama, since 2014, every year he has been like the head judge, the special guest, and really an honored personality there at the tournament. So it's amazing to have him there every year as well.
I have a question.
Please.
So as a competitor, I know that like when I'm stepping into the cage, it's something like, this is, I look at it literally like life and death to me,
Me too.
And
we do too.
Yes, I was going to ask, like, what is like the adrenaline type of situation that you guys experience as competitors? You know,
Sumo is symbolic of battle. It's
Yes.
war, and so in war, the two armies, they rush each other. Traditionally, you pair up and you kill your opponent before you go to the next opponent that you hope to kill also.
Yes.
But in sumo, there's no weapons. There's not even any clothes. There's not any energy attached to you, just what you were born with. And so even wearing just the mawashi is part of the purity of the sport, what the old farmers used to wear picking crops. And so it's just, they strip you of everything except for what you came out of your mother with. And then you pair up and you go to battle. And, I'm not being naive. People would rather die than lose. Just like in real battle, you lose, you die.
You play to death.
Yeah.
Yes. When is your next big event in Los Angeles?
Yeah, good question. So the next...
Thank you.
Next
Two. You really helped me.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
The next big event is the 22nd annual U.S. Sumo Open on September 10th.
Andrew, that's awesome, man. That's really cool to me, man.
I can't believe I won.
And you still got people out there with double mask and face shields and shit. Look into it.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Últimos días de la venta de emergencia por inflación en National Furniture Liquidators. De hoy hasta el día del trabajo, increíbles ofertas. Seccional de 2 piezas de 2,900 a solo 788. Recama de 5 piezas, precio regular de 1,499 a solo 395. Antecomedores de 7 piezas de $1,000 a solo 282. Y muchas ofertas más. Como siempre, tenemos opciones de financiamiento. Últimos días de la venta de emergencia por inflación, solo en National Furniture Liquidators.
What about that? EVI, Medusa, qualifiers September and October. But now there's a lot of interesting stuff. We're not live. It's my own TV channel, which is fucking good. Andrew, tell me, there was some pending topics right now.
Yeah, a couple things, Vic. One is Kelly had mentioned about going against Biamba, and I think you should get a taste of that, and maybe even play the video on the podcast. This huge 450-pound guy who's 6 feet in the air is Kelly. Biamba.
Tori's pulling it up.
Oh, there we go. Let's see which angle.
Tori, you're a fucking genius,
Tori,
man.
that's amazing. And by the way, Tori, after this, you got to go to Sumo Slam slow-mo. You can see it in slow motion, which is amazing. But there's Biamba.
Yeah,
you can see
world champion.
Biamba's 4-time world champion, and he's only about 340 pounds, or Kelly's about 440.
Look at you, Kelly.
Kelly's really almost as sexy as Rami.
Ya le vi el culo a Kelly, no lo puedo creer, cabrón. Oh. Oh, shit.
Damn.
The most watched
You
sumo
got
match
slammed?
in the world. Yes.
Yeah, go and YouTube. It has about 8
We're
million.
speaking about the highest level of the one of the best in the
literally.
history of sumo, right?
Yeah, this is in the 2013 U.S. Sumo Open. And Tori, if you can pull up, look for Sumo Slam slow-mo, and that's an even better view. Sumo Slam slow-mo.
Jesus.
And that guy Biamba, I got to say something too, because Vic, you always show a lot of respect. I've seen for your mentors like Jorge, who's an amazing genius. I don't know if people know that, but I've already seen it.
Thank you.
And for your great martial arts teachers. And I have to give a shout out to Biamba because he passed away 2 years ago. And none of us, myself, Kelly, Rami, or Yama, would be where we are today without Biamba because it was his athleticism, his charisma, his hard work. Here's the slow-mo. Let's check it out. Biamba's on the left there going against Kelly.
Kelly, we're sorry that we're here,
Whoa,
marveling at
what a
this.
great editing. Nice clash. I can see your rage, Kelly. Boom.
This is the best part, this slam. 450 pounds or so, over 200 kilos in the air.
But a technique.
What perfect technique.
What a clean. There
Yes.
you go.
Really strong
Perfect
too.
technique.
Look at the audience reaction. People are going nuts. Oh. Every mouth is open.
And you said this was the most
Is there a name?
watched
Is there a
slam
specific
in
name
sumo
for that
history.
move,
It's
Kelly?
the most watched
It's the
match.
most.
Is there a specific name for that move? That
Sumo
one.
Slam, what's the name for the move?
So
This was in the top 10 that month in September for most memorable sports moments on ESPN.
Rami, do you mix the names like, I know it's like Yushimata shit, something like that, or no?
So Yama, その今ビアンバが勝った試合の決まり手は
釣り落とし。
釣り落としだね。
釣り落とし。
Yeah, in sumo it would be 釣り落とし. Tsuri is lift and otoshi is throw down, so 釣り落とし.
Suryotoshi.
釣り落とし. Good job. Arigato.
Oh, arigato.
And so, briefly, I just had to mention that because Kelly was on the losing end of the most famous sumo match you'll find anywhere. And ironically, the place where he was born, Rexford, and he grew up in that area, is in the area of Idaho Falls. So, literally, Idaho was falling. That's a bad joke.
It's a joke, but I was
He
like,
says
don't
that
say
joke
it, don't
in
say
every
it.
show.
And you name
Thank
it,
you.
thank
It's
you.
not funny anymore. Andrew.
I feel
It's not funny anymore.
Listen, it's funny because
Look, she's laughing.
I'm definitely laughing.
we're laughing. I feel happy because, listen, Andrew, I have been on the MMA industry for 20 years. And I deal with MMA fighters. Sometimes they can get mad or whatever. And in my mind, if they get mad, you have a fight against an MMA fighter. Not bad for me. I mean, I can take it maybe.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, what if one of these guys get mad at me? What the fuck am I going to do? And they're friendly as fuck. Thank you so much, man.
thank
Yeah.
Hey, and out of respect for you guys, though, to be honest, they're really serious. They're really dangerous and stuff. But in a real fight, Vic or Vanessa, you guys actually have an advantage because in sumo, there's no punching, there's no kicking. So there's a few times when pro sumo guys have gone into MMA and they've usually gotten beaten because they don't know how to protect the head. They get hit in the face.
Yes.
So actually, I might put odds on either of you going against these guys in a street fight because, to be honest, sumo is an incredible sport, but it's not a full combat sport.
I wouldn't
when
put
it comes
the odds on the punches, but
Yeah.
definitely on the chokes.
There you go. Choke them.
Andrew, what about him versus her though?
That's between them. I'm not a
What
good analyst.
about me versus her?
Oh, what about him versus?
I would like to watch it.
I'm willing to lose.
I'm willing to lose to her, but not him.
Yeah.
What about the rules?
Hey,
What
can
are-
I fight you guys after this?
No.
Like after you guys are done?
You got it.
Can he,
Yeah?
What's the process, Andrew?
Yeah, how does that work?
We have an extra Moashia sumo belt.
Okay. And, like, do I have to like go by sumo rules, or am I allowed to use some jujitsu as well?
Well, if a lot of the rules in jiu-jitsu are fine in sumo.
Okay.
However, you're not going to be going.
No
to the-
eye poking, no eye gouging, none of that.
You're not going to
I
be
gotcha.
going to the ground because once you hit the ground, you lose.
I understand.
So basically, it's a standing kind of judo jiu-jitsu move that you would have to do.
Judo jujitsu, judo slash
Yeah,
jujitsu.
either one.
Well, jujitsu is submission art,
Yeah.
so that's like chokes, joint
Okay,
manipulations.
so the joint manipulation is fine. You cannot choke in sumo.
I am not allowed to choke.
No.
Let's begin with the basics.
It's my only
How
hope.
long are the rounds?
So, I want to answer one other question before we forget. You asked
Yes.
Yama earlier. Yama, can you tell us about the lifestyle and the training in sumo, both in pro sumo, and also tell us about some of your training when you were a high school student?
まあ大体朝行って学校があるから
高校生の時
まず高校生の時は朝学校に行ってトレーニング2時間こういうトレーニング重いもの持ったりとかスクワットとかそれも石とか持ってねでっかいストーンとか持ってこうやってスクワットするやつとかを2時間まず
じゃあ一つ一つ説明します。He said, when I was in high school, first step is in the morning, we would go and lift for 2 hours. We'd take a heavy stone, we would do squats, we would just do really intense lifting for 2 hours in the morning.
で学校があるでしょ9時から4時まで学校だからその後に大体相撲を取ること30番から40番ぐらいかな取ることをメインの稽古
Detailed question. You said stone, not weights.
He said both. He sometimes lift stone, sometimes lift weights. Yeah.
Stone, a rock, yeah.
このぐらい
Not
の
stone.
このぐらいのねこのぐらいの大きさの
This big.
Okay.
Yeah. About your weight.
大体だからそういう夕方の稽古が3時間ぐらいかなそれがだから40番ぐらい相撲を取る
And then after school, from about 4 to 7 for 3 hours, we would do nonstop sumo training, maybe fight 30 or 40 matches in training.
でもそのマッチする前に1時間ぐらい準備運動するんだからねこの四股も500回ぐらい踏んで
I'm going to ask him to tell you about his hardest training days. There were special days when they didn't have school.
まあ一番きつかったのはだからその大学の時のトレーニングで朝稽古してで昼稽古して他の大学に行ってで夕方そこの大学で稽古して夜またトレーニングしたから大体だからまあ120番ぐらい相撲取ってる1日に
So there were some times when we did incredibly hard training. Sort of like
大学の時
When I was in my university, we would do 3 full training sessions in one day. We would do 3 hours of training, go to another school, train for 3 hours, and then in the evening do more. So basically 9 hours of sumo training, about 120 matches in one day.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's the amount of calories, like Kelly's talking about the swimming. In sumo training for 9 hours, you're pouring sweat, you're dripping, you're burning nonstop.
水飲んじゃいけないんだよ
Eat like 10 times
水飲ん
more
じゃい
than
け
a
ない
normal
稽
person.
古が終わっ
稽古中は水飲んじゃいけない
Because
終わったら飲んで
those calories, you have to get them back. So you eat like 10 times more than an average person.
Wow, that's amazing.
だんだ
Now,
ん汗ってかかなくなってくるんだよ汗かいてくるとかかなくなるまで汗かかないと怒られるから
During that 3 hours of training, they're not allowed to drink water, he said. They were really strict because the coach told him, you have to keep training with no drinking and continue pouring sweat until the sweat stops. And then when the training's done, then you could drink water. So you have to completely expel all of the sweat out of
It
your body.
verges on abuse in Japan.
why did
Yeah,
you drink
sounds
the,
like
the swimming pool's water? No, just kidding. What are we going to see, Andrew, on this demonstration? How long are the rounds? What are the rules? I understand the basic. You out of the circle, you fucking lose.
Or you fall down, you lose. Your knee hits, top of your foot hits, you're done.
Anything outside the circle, you lose.
Or even inside, if it's an elbow or a hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
didn't know
watched
that
him
one.
get slammed and he lost.
Yeah.
I have news for you guys. Me voy a medicar puro pinche calte de santa la verga, compadre. Y después cuando regresemos, tenemos el show con estas 3 grandes estrellas. Mi sensei, una gran promesa del UFC, Andrew, que le vamos a hacer su propio show, porque si no daría 3 días. y vamos a
You're gonna
disfrutar
have to produce
this
your own
magic because this guy is a genius. We have 3 big stars. We have a future, not even a year, and you're breaking records in the UFC.
Hey,
Records after records.
Hey.
Cali ya se está poniendo cachondo.
Yeah, no touching.
Y Jorge celoso. Y yo, cabrones, I can fucking wait, sorry for my French, to see you guys in action and enjoy
There you go.
the show. Let's do this.
All right.
Let's go. Andrew, are you going to walk us through a stretch?
Oh yeah, everything.
And I want to say thank you.
Oh, of course, man.
Before the show gets started,
Of course.
Origato. Before we get started, muito origato. Amigo.
Domo arigato.
Domo arigato. Opa. 3 languages in one fucking sentence. Now for English too. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Let's get the party started. Where's Rami? ¡Rami! ¡Osito!
Sí, señor.
Te quiero, cabrón. Gracias.
Ramen's in the house.
There you go. Can I take your shirt off? Shirt off?
Just want to stretch.
Shirt off or with shirt?
I can't take my shirt off.
Yeah, you gotta take
Shirt off or shirt?
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Let's just gotta wear shorts.
I go shirt. I don't have an extra shirt.
Do it. I mean, you look like you're walking off the street.
Gracias a quién? Biometrics. I feel you, baby. I feel you, baby. Aguas aquí nomás, que no bloqueen al
First
maestro.
stretch.
Okay, so it looks like you guys are pumped up and ready to go. So let's just do this. Let's do the basic sumo warm-ups. Okay, so we're going to start out with the most important exercise of sumo. Yama would do this exercise in Japan 500 times in a row every morning. Other side, and he's building up his strength, his balance, his flexibility.
もっとお尻を前に出さなきゃダメ
And, and don't put your butt down, like, just sit straight down like an
No, okay.
Like this?
Oh, that's too low.
Too low, yeah.
You want to be about 90 degrees.
All right, I'm ready.
Like this.
横から見たら
Look at him from the side.
横から見たらこのまま下からこうやって
You just sit straight down, like an elevator. You want
このまま
to
下からこうやってこうね
See that? Look at his knee. His knees are out.
Yeah, it's a little more
So
like...
this exercise is very important. And it's like you can feel the strength. Open up your pussy. And when you do this, Yama says, feel. This is important because like when you're here, you can relax. Then he always tells us push with the strength of your knee. Your knee is like an elevator.
I literally feel the difference.
You feel the
say
difference.
that.
I feel it because my knees are fucked up.
Well, this will help strengthen that.
I know.
ここを使ってここを使って
Yama says use that muscle. Use that muscle there. And you know what? That will actually.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Ahora van a ver quién es más flexible, si Llama o Vanessa. Vamos a ver. Llama ha tenido que hacer este entrenamiento toda su vida.
He used to be about 280 kilos.
Pesaba como 280 kilos.
Now he's a little bit under 250 kilos.
Anda como en 250 el nene hoy en día.
But look at this flexibility.
Pero vean la flexibilidad que tiene el cabrón.
No warming up, just coming out cold.
Sin calentamiento frío. Oh. Sin calentamiento, ¿eh?
Oh, wait. That's just the beginning.
Ese es solo el inicio. Fíjense la parte 2.
Parte 2. Here we go. You ready? Everyone,
Se van a
go,
cagar
Llama.
aquí. en esa posición, se queda hasta dormido el cabrón.
In pro sumo, so we explained very specific technically. In pro sumo, the stage is hard packed like clay. It's almost like a rock. And it's 70 centimeters high. If you fall... 70 centimeters high.
Okay, 70, okay.
If you fall off...
70 centímetros.
You start rolling and tumbling and you fall off, it's dangerous. And you need to be very, very flexible in your legs, your knees. Okay, so one time he was on the stage and he flew through the air acrobatically. He landed on one of the side judges. Like the side judge would be sitting a little bit back, but right over there, and he smashed on top of the judge. And the judge said later it was like a car crash. And the judge had to take a break. He couldn't continue. He had to leave. So
did he DQ him?
No. He didn't do anything wrong. He just...
No, you say it no, for you to DQ.
So you guys watch out. If he starts to fall on you, just catch him, okay?
Si está cayendo, nomás póngase así, no pasa nada. Son dos tipos. We're ready.
Okay, let's have Vanessa try.
Okay, vamos a ver el turno, ¿vale?
Yama, ちょっとコメントしてね。彼女の。Whoa! Whoa! What is Yama? Go. Incredibly flexible. Incredibly flexible. Sumo さんになれる?
Estados Unidos contra Japón. Aquí le van, cabrones. Who you have? US, of course. Aquí viene. Ahí va el primero.
Ahí ya se metió.
These guys have known each other almost 20 years. Yama at a little bit under 600. He's now 250 kilos versus about 210 kilos.
250 kilos como contra 210 kilos, más o menos.
It's only 460 kilograms colliding, or about 500 kilograms if I get caught in the middle.
Almost 500 kilos.
Oh my gosh, that's
almost
funny.
500 kilos colliding. Bang!
460, or if I'm here, 500. It's
Oh, man. You're too light.
Thank you. Okay, Monday.
Ahí viene. Give it to me, baby. Vértebra. Damn, that was cool.
Did you hear that hit?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
clash was fucking good. I'm gonna go like this so I can hear the live crash.
I like your description. It was fucking good. Yes.
Sorry about my language, but it has just been me being me.
Next time. This is the biggest hit you're going to see tonight. 250 kilos and 230 kilos. So 480 kilos hit.
Aquí tenemos ahora sí 480 kilos, casi el quinentón. Almost 500 pounds, 480 kilos in this match. Check it out.
Yama or Rami?
Come on, Rami. Come on. Let's go. Oh, Cito, no. Llama. Chingalo, cabrón. Que se haga la corra, chingado, gente. ¿Para qué vinieron? Pinches dormidos, hombre. Audiencia. Vamos, llama. ¡Vaya! Tómalo. En la silla a la verga. Punto. Ganamos. Punto para llama. Ya. No pongan triste al osito, cabrones.
So hippie. Wow. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and then you guys are you scared?
I'm not scared.
You're not scared of anything.
I'm really
I gotta be
not.
honest. I'm shitting in my pants, but I can't wait to do it.
Let's go.
Don't collapse over me. Es mi único miedo. My only fucking fear is they collapse over me. So I'm gonna be fast and choke the fuck out of them.
You're not.
Come on, let's choke them out. Let's choke them out.
Okay.
Egipto contra los Estados Unidos. Egypt versus the United States. Let's do this, Kelly. Bring the fire, baby. Oh.
Come on, Dick.
Eso, cabrón. Duro en la nalga. Ah, te están retando, Cito, Te están retando, Cito. No te dejes, oso. A la verga. A la verga.
We are waiting. We are waiting.
You have to put all 4 fists down to start the match. And he's taking too much time. The referee will complain to him.
4 fists touching the match. Otherwise, tiene que tener los 4 puños tocando el piso.
Let's go! Yeah! Come on! Turn him! You can do this! I believe! Turn him! Hey!
Oh, shit. Ahí venimos. This is our time now. We'll be back.
A ver, ¿alguien trae agua? Okay, guys, we have 2 Malashis for you. Which one do you like? Which color do you like?
I think purple looks better.
I'll take the lavender.
Okay, I take the white one.
Okay, we're going to do ladies first. We're going to tie you up first, Vanessa. Okay, guys, we have 2 Malashis for you. Which one do you like? Which color do you like?
I think purple looks better.
I'll take the lavender.
Okay, I take the white one.
Okay, we're going to do ladies first. We're going to tie you up first, Vanessa. Jorge, we're going to tie up Vanessa. I know you would like to see that. Okay.
Who wants to see Jorge tied up Vanessa? Nobody.
Okay. So, face the camera and hold this up right there and step over with your right foot. Good. Now, if some of the cameras want to get in the back here, you're going to see how the knot is done. So,
amazing.
From here. The view's good here.
Yeah. This is one single piece of fabric. It's just one piece of fabric.
Okay.
So take your left hand and put it back here. So she's going to hold the left hand in place. And now you're going to slowly spin this way. Very slow. Keep going. Let go in the back.
A mí me gustaría ponérselo a eso. Y lo compro después que lo use. Está muy bien. Esto nunca se vio en español, no en un podcast, en ningún lado. Esto es por primera vez lo que estamos viendo para la televisión, la radio, el podcast TV en español o en inglés. Por primera vez. Están poniendo en estos momentos el pañal, digamos de una forma u otra, a Vanessa Demopoulos, peleadora del UFC, ganadora en el UFC. que después de ganarle a muchas mujeres y a un par de hombres en algunos eventos de Jiu-Jitsu, se atreve, por decirlo de una u otra forma, a enfrentarse o a compartir círculo de sumo con uno de estos campeones mundiales. Veamos qué pasa. Se pegan, se sacan los demonios, la tradición del sumo, cuando tiran las sales para purificar el círculo, cuando se pegan es para mostrarle al oponente que no traen ningún arma escondida. Todas tradiciones de este deporte que comenzó hace ya casi 2.300 años con la religión Shinto, que es la más popular en Japón y donde todos los peleadores de sumo aspiran un día a estar más cerca de Dios. Se entrenan duramente 24 horas al día, 7 días a la semana, 365 días al año. Gente que duerme, practica, come, todos en un establo que es una mezcla de monasterio y army, algo militar de entrenamiento, por decirlo de alguna forma. Se despiertan y lo primero que hacen es una pelea para despejar el cerebro. Después comen. Los más jovencitos o los que no están tan entrenados, la labor de ellos es hacer la comida para el resto del grupo, que como dije anteriormente son 10 o 12 personas, que compartirán este establo por años, porque ellos no pueden abandonar el establo hasta que no pasen a una situación de poder pelear por un campeonato mundial. Sumo, tradición que, al contrario de otros deportes que van evolucionando y van cambiando las reglas, los reglamentos, esto no ha cambiado en 2.300 años. Sigue exactamente igual. Más allá de aspirar al dinero, más allá de aspirar a un campeonato o a una fama, ellos aspiran a estar más cerca de Dios. Así de fácil. Víctor está en este momento preparándose. Víctor Dávila, Master Vic, el creador de Master Vic PodcasTV, narrador oficial del UFC en español por los últimos 15 años. Master Vic tiene sus cintas negras en Jiu-Jitsu bajo uno de sus maestros, Eddie Bravo, y su plan en Jiu-Jitsu. Co-creador de EBI, de Combat Jiu-Jitsu y de Medusa, y el único creador de Master Vic PodcasTV. Veamos qué sucede. Eso quiere decir para el culo. Bueno. Lo que le va a doler el cuerpo a Víctor mañana es increíble. Pero bueno, ahí lo tiene.
It's firm, but it's soft enough so you can move it. Actually, it's really comfortable. Yeah, really comfortable. I mean, I'm a grabber. Yeah. I mean, this is the only place that I can be grabbing. And then over. Just feel what it's like to grab. You only grab on the wooden kettle. I know. Es simple. So just grab. Yeah. Oh yeah. And in your case, because
Él piensa que lo va a poder jalar fácilmente.
I wouldn't square up on him just, hey, you might.
Va a estar más fácil saltarlo que darle vueltas. Pero bueno, él sigue. Fotógrafo. Me parece que Master Vic se está cansando. Los otros están tranquilitos y lo miran curiosamente.
Just like a you are the ones who tell us when we have no hurry at all.
Le toca el turno a Vanessa. Se saludan, se ponen en posición, golpean sus manos, no hay nada, nada por aquí, nada por allá. Se acercan a las famosas marcas del círculo, uno de cada lado, se ponen en posición.
When I see all four fists are down, I'm going to give a verbal command. Don't wait for the whole word. As soon as you hear my voice, the second you hear, just go. You got to begin the speed. Here we go. So, we're ready, fist down.
Y ahí vamos. Lo que quería hacer Vanessa era practicarle jiu-jitsu. Está prohibido, pero es lo que quería hacer Vanessa porque se convierte esto en el show de Vanessa. Pero bueno, nada que ver con sumo.
You always want to be so perfect, so you catch your breath, okay? Focus, breathe.
Claro, porque desgraciadamente nos pasamos una hora diciendo de lo grave que son y lo tremendo que son y después la pendeja va y lo ata en un segundo. Esa.
Nice. Nice job. As a referee, this means I was showing you one. It was a formal gesture, but you tried to get that was amazing. How did that feel?
Wild.
Yeah. How was her technique? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, now she went around.
I was listening to coaching.
Yeah. Don't go chest to chest against a much bigger guy.
Yes.
Yeah. That was beautiful. How was her speed?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible speed.
She kept moving and worked her way behind.
Pretty soon she was right behind me. Nothing I could do.
Yeah.
That was very kind. Thank you, Kelly. She's very kind.
No, that was really amazing. So one more time, for Vanessa. Nice. Let's hear it from Master Vic. Woo! Okay, so again, first squat down, relax. Kind of catch your breath here, focus. Relax. Come on, Dave. Hold on.
Hey, cabrón, no.
Okay, so remember, fists go down, I'll give the verbal command. You gotta be fast.
What about that no head crash, right?
You can hit with the head. In fact, if you're smaller, you want to get your head under him to kind of make his torso.
Yeah, left and easy, yes.
Well, if you want to get leverage, you can do it. Okay, here we go. It's okay.
Who's the canary?
It's okay. Oh, hold on. You're ahead of the yellow line. You're cheating. In your first sumo match ever.
Sorry. I missed that.
It's okay. I'm teasing you, don't worry.
What's the sign? What's the key?
Hakio, boom. Yeah, but you know what? Don't even listen for Hakio. As soon as you hear my voice, as soon as you hear a little bit of a sound, just go. Because you have to be faster.
So you're not going to say anything as soon as you say anything?
Boom! You hear my voice just...
Once both hands are on the mat for both people.
Okay. Okay.
Ya lo sentí. Yo estaba calando nomás.
You lost. You step out. I'll let it in. That was amazing. He went pretty hard, man. He gave you one. I don't want one more. Please. Uno más, por favor.
I want revenge. Are you kidding me? One more, please.
Uno más, por favor.
Please.
Okay. Okay. Squat, relax. First, relax. Okay. Relax, stretch it out. Tail to the madush.
¡Ya lo tenía, chingada madre! I got you, baby. Eddie Bravo, check this out. No, just kidding. That's illegal, and we don't do illegal shit. Oh, so.
Okay. Thank you.
I love you, Yama.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
That was a great move. I like your moves. Those are really good.
Oh, they make my day.
Yeah.
Oh, so.
Yama, I know sumoどうですか?
いやいいよ。だから相撲のやり方知らないから全然俺に全然ファイトになってなかったけど相撲のやり方を覚えたら
Abanico para acá.
かなり強いと思う。
He said you are really athletic and skillful. You just don't know some of the movements in sumo. If you study those, you're going to be really, really strong in sumo because you're very naturally athletic.
Boss, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mestre, Eddie. Ahora tengo otro mestre. Llama. Welcome.
Hey.
Es un día mega especial en la vida de Master Vic. DOG from the HBC, yeah, you know me. Sin piedad, cabrón.
I will show you something. Hey, I'm going to tell you something.
No mercy, Osito.
By the
If
way,
you throw me across the room, first off, you can't. But if you do, I'm not mad about it.
you know, I know there's copyrighted phrases like let's get ready to, you can't say that, right? Because that's copyrighted, right?
Not here. You can put on the fire.
I have a new one. I just thought about
please.
it. You ready, Rami? Let's get ready to tumble. Gracias. Gracias a todos.
Hey.
Tumble, that was a good one, no? Okay.
Esas son las ganas que tengo de reventarle que trae la pierna.
So we're going to step
Ahí
out.
llama.
Go back.
Déjame acuéstate un rato para entretenerme.
Squat down. Ah, cheer toes. Let's do it right. Ritual fire. Squat down. Do the big clap. Up. Nice. Hit your back and second out. Stay on there.
Quick pause. I gotta be with the team.
Yes, a huevo.
Okay, there we go. So squat down, concentrate. My Fist down. Oh!
Hands, don't cheat. The hands, Vanessa, don't cheat the hands. The hands behind the
She can touch the line. It's okay. She can,
okay.
Just don't go in front.
Okay.
Go!
Oh,
Whoa, baby.
Now's your time, baby. Now's your time. Get the fucking jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Watch your ankle. Watch your ankle. Oh.
Tap, 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 tap. I got you.
Are you okay, Vanessa? Okay. It's not the first time you fall.
All right.
Okay, Jorge, tell us about all of your great champion titles in all different sports.
I've been married 4 times.
Oh,
yeah!
Champion!
I've lost every one of them. So, let's get it over with.
Okay, so Jorge, who do you want to face?
Vanessa.
Oh, if you beat one of the sumo wrestlers, maybe Vanessa would face you.
Larissa.
Who do you want to go against?
No, nobody.
Yama.
But I will, like Yama.
Yama. So what do you want to do? So go over here, we're going to stand here, and just I'll give you the command. So, I don't know, nagakushite. Okay, Ishame, okay, step inside.
En inglés dice, ¿qué carajo estoy haciendo yo acá?
Bienvenido a la era digital del podcast, Don Jorge, el maestro.
Step in, bow, and then squat down as best you can and do the ritual.
So that's it. That's it. Now I need somebody to fill me out.
All right? No, I like your ritual. Okay. Now stare him down. This is X-rated. Okay. All right. So you ready, Jorge?
That's it.
Fist down. Fist down. Listen. Fist down. When I give the command, just push as hard as you can.
Oh, sure.
Push. Easy. Okay. Ready? Fist down. Okay. Push. Push. Congratulations, that was amazing.
Shut up.
Hey, you did much better than Master Vic.
Master, tú estás nacido para el sumo, cabrón.
Sí.
Vámonos a Japón.
Para el resto.
Y es así justamente como llegamos al final de este episodio, pero antes de despedirme quiero decir gracias a todos ustedes que nos comenzaron a seguir. Pasen la voz si les gustó el contenido. Esto es el principio de una larga carrera que queremos seguir forjando dentro de este y otros deportes y conceptos especiales que solamente puede ofrecer Master Vic PodcasTV a nombre de Rami. Lo dije bien, cabrón, ¿viste?
Gracias.
A nombre de mi querido Yama. Hey, a nombre de Don Jorge Elias.
Sí, señor.
A nombre de Kelly. Vanessa Demopoulos. Yo soy Master Vic y les quiero decir un chingo de gracias. Síganos en redes sociales, patrocinadores, gracias, porque sin ustedes esto no sería posible. Aquí están viendo abajo y en los siguientes comentarios vamos a cerrar con la gente que los apoya, los siguientes eventos, invitaciones a que se suscriban en UFC Fight Pass y en nuestros canales respectivamente. Gracias a mi carnal Babo, gracias a Jonathan Hernández. Así es que stay in touch. My name is Master Vic. Yo soy Víctor Dávila. Oh shit, I went to Spanish. Back to English again. I am Víctor Dávila. Thank you for watching. Enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. In name of everybody here that you already hear it in Spanish. We're going to put subtitles in English. This is Master Vic, and I want to say thank you to make this podcast the first one to make history doing sumo inside this podcast, so we're creating content inside the content. See you on the next episode of Master Vic PodcasTV, DOWG from the HBC, baby. Hee hee.